Hi. This is an article I found uh, in regards to the time back during the time of the attacks on the Twin Towers on September 11th in 2001. Well, this is a very interesting article because this company called Odigo is an instant messaging service. And it says that two of its workers received messages 2 hours before the Twin Tower attacks on September 11th, predicting the attacks would happen. And the company has been cooperating with Israeli and American law enforcement, including the FBI, in trying to find the original sender of the message predicting the attack. Well, it's right there in front of your face, because all three there was in on it, and Odigo is, which I had mentioned, that was an instant messaging service. The CEO of the company, Micah McCover, said that the two workers received the messages immediately after the terror attack, informed the company's management, which immediately contacted the Israeli security services, which brought in the FBI. I have no idea why the message was sent to these workers who don't know the sender. It may just have been someone who was joking and turned out they accidentally got it right. And I don't know if our information was useful in any of the arrests that the FBI made, says McCover. The Odigo is a U.S.-based company whose headquarters are in New York, with offices in Herzliya. And is that a town in Israel? I'm not certain. I can look that up. Certainly. And the instant messaging service, Odigo users are not limited to sending messages only to people on their buddy list, as in the case of ICQ, the other well-known Israeli instant messaging application. Okay, that's interesting. So they're both owned by the Israeli Israel companies. Odigo usually zealously protects the privacy of its registered users, said McCover, which is in this case the company took the initiative to provide the law enforcement services with the originating internet presence address of the message, so the FBI could trace down the internet service provider and the actual sender of the original message. I'm sure that they know they have the information. I mean, hey, it's like maybe it's the CIA was involved in it too, or the Mossad, because that's who did all this. And I've been talking about this for a long time, who has, well, actually, the one who has control over the U.S. government is the beast, because he gives orders. I mean, he's here on the earth. He's even talked to the president himself and people in the government. Because they are devil worshippers, they're Satan worshippers. And, I mean, they talk about the Federal Reserve being in control of the government, which they are. But they are also run by Jews, and the Jews are Antichrist. And they're bringing in their Messiah, the Antichrist, the second beast, the beast. It's really chilling when you think about it. It's really, I mean, it's just so bizarre what's going on. Okay, this Here's Leah. I'm going to look up and see where this is. Okay, the top search, even in the start page, uh, gave me the one from Wikipedia, but I don't tend to uh, go for Wikipedia because of it's not really true actual fact information. Because even when I was in college, we were even suggested to refrain from using Wikipedia. And it's also written by Zionists, believe it or not. But anyway, this one page I found is a virtual Israel experience from the Jewish Virtual Library. And it gives that Herzliya is in Israel. Actually, it is north of Tel Aviv. It is a growing resort city. And it was named after one of its founders of the Zionist movement, Theodore Herzliya. And the city boasts of some of the finest beaches in Israel, and is combined with the proximity to Tel Aviv has made it popular with the country's elite. The country's elite now. That's a clue right there. The area near the beach, Herzliya, Pitrak, is the home to many diplomats and wealthy Israelis. See, that's very interesting. I'd like to know a lot more about this place and what is actually there, and why. Well, the article I had read before that. Well, the message was sent through this messaging service, and yeah. So that's just there's just a little bit more of what you could find there in that resort city. So actually, this is it, I think, which is the only one that really caught my eye. To where it had offices there in that city, and a U.S. based company with headquarters in New York, and that's where all the attacks happened. So it was very interesting. I don't know if anyone ever seen this article, ever reported on it. So I just thought maybe I'd bring that up, which would. This is from the Hazarat, which is a Jewish newspaper, and so Ed Koch died today. He was the former mayor of New York, and he was mentioned in the Israeli news today also, and the Syria strike. I don't know if I would have time to read this or not. And it says that he was one of the most important, influential American Zionists of our time. There you go. And it says it was hit by a rock on the head in Jerusalem during the first Intifada. Ed Koch, the icon of New York, never wavered in his support of Israel. And yes, he was a big supporter of Israel. Actually, he was Jewish. He was born in the Bronx. So definitely, he would make it in the newspaper. And then in regards to Syria, Barack says that Syria strike proof that when Israel says something, we mean it. Well, does that mean if Syria struck back at Israel or made a strike against Israel, does that mean that that their strike will be legitimate? Yeah, because why would they attack Syria at all? Because Syria wasn't striking back at them. I also had another article I was wanting to share too that was in today's paper. And so this is really for Israel to really be arrogant just to strike Syria like this for no reason at all. I thought you had to have a reason to strike at a country that was attacking you, and Syria wasn't even attacking them. Oh, I don't know. Actually, this is all plan of the New World Order, guys. So the Zionists are wanting to destroy the country's infrastructure, and that's why the ruler in the country is being demonized and all. The same with Gaddafi and all the other countries that are around that are being affected by this, by the banksters. And when I say by the banksters, because they're all funding the wars in the Middle East right now. Believe it or not. If you don't believe me, you have to do your own research on this. I'm not going to twist your arm or anything. Well, the article that I found in the newspaper, my local newspaper, is Israel's signal Syria strike responsibility, which comes from the Associated Press. Israel's defense minister strongly signaled Sunday that his country was behind the airstrike in Syria, you see. So they do admit it, telling of a high-profile security conference that Israeli threats to take a preemptive action against its enemies are not empty. We mean it, says Ehud Barak declares. And when I find that link, I'll also include it underneath the info bar underneath this video, and you all can read that because it actually is rather long. And yeah, so that caught my eye today, because I mean, why would Israel do this? And they're just showing their true colors, because what they've done to the other countries, they're going to do to Syria. And I think that the prophecy of Damascus becoming a ruinous heap is getting closer and closer all the time. So there will be some interesting things coming up in the next few months, and this should be one of them. Plus what's happening to our economy and some other things. So I'll be talking about that a little later. So I'll get this out to you guys, and until next time, Jesus loves you guys. If you don't know him, give your life to him today. We're not guaranteed enough for tomorrow. Till next time, bye bye now.